Happy Friday, folks, and welcome back to the random video blog where every single Friday I, Graham G.S. Matthews, run down my rambling thoughts in the wrestling world, share a few stories, etc., etc. This specific video blog was suggested to me not too long ago on Twitter by a user talking about 5 matches that I would like to see at WrestleMania next year, my dream card or whatever. And I'd like to do a dream card for WrestleMania, a couple months out or right after TLC or the Rumble or whatever. And I know I did one last year, like last spring for WrestleMania 32, and it was way off, like what I wanted to be. I put like 10 matches that I thought we could see at WrestleMania 32. I don't even think one of them came to fruition. Maybe one, I highly doubt. I think Owens and Zayn was the only one, and that wasn't even right either. They were just in the same match. But anyway, though, I figured because we are 1 year out, or at least 11 months out from WrestleMania 33, I figured it would only be fitting if we looked at 5 matches I would like to see. Not 5 dream matches, or kind of to an extent, but I guess 5 matches that I just really want to see myself at WrestleMania 33, if only because I will be there, hopefully. Nothing confirmed as of right now, but it looks like I will be going, my first ever WrestleMania, and it's crazy. By that point, I will have been a wrestling fan for almost 9 years. And in those 9 years, I have never been able to attend WrestleMania, either because I couldn't afford it or because it hasn't been close. The only time I probably would have gone, if I was the same age as I am now as I was, 4 years ago, or 3 years ago at this point, 4 years by next year, I would have gone to WrestleMania 29. I know, like, being there live, it would have been amazing. In retrospect, it was not a good show, but it would have been cool just to say I was there because there were some good matches. Or at least one good match with Punk and the Undertaker, but still, that would have been cool, and I know that was the closest WrestleMania has been. Florida is not my backyard, but it's the easiest way. I'll be able to go to WrestleMania, or at least the next couple of years until they go to, like, Minneapolis, or not even Minneapolis, like Philadelphia or something like that, which is also kind of a long shot at this point. But anyway, 5 matches that I would love to see, nothing realistic, not like, Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold Steve Austin-esque. 5 matches that I think could happen, and 5 matches that I want to see happen. So coming in at number 5, I know no one else is going to say the same thing. It looks like it might happen at this point after everything I've been seeing in recent weeks. Big Show versus Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal. And again, you might be wondering, or why you're asking yourself, why the hell would he want to see that match at WrestleMania? That sounds fucking awful. You know what? It could be awful. But I marked out for their interaction at this year's WrestleMania 32, in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, just because I've been waiting for years to see that match at WrestleMania after it was initially teased back in the summer of 2009 when Shaq guest hosted Raw, and I've been waiting for it ever since. Not because I thought it would be a technical classic, but Big Show, I don't think anyone works better with celebrities than Big Show, for one thing. And Shaq has has such mainstream appeal, it would do wonders for WWE. It's a giant versus giant match. It doesn't really even have to be a match. If we could get Big Show versus Aki Bono at a WrestleMania, I see no reason why we can't get Big Show versus Shaq and have it be Big Show's, farewell from WWE. That's really the only opponent I want to see him face in WWE at this point. And it's not even a member of the contracted roster. It's a celebrity. Just because their interaction had so much mainstream attention back, in 2009 and again at WrestleMania this year, I think they'd be fools to not go back to that match at WrestleMania for next year. So I would love to see it. That's one match I want to see at WrestleMania 33. Coming in at number 4, no specific order, just, another match on my list here. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. Now, I've said before, and you could take this list any other way, and there's a few other matches I would love to see. I'm just kind of using each person once here on the list. I don't want to get confusing, because otherwise I'd have like 5 AJ Styles matches, There is one scenario where people could say AJ Styles versus John Cena for the World Championship, and that's where AJ Styles finally wins the big one in his backyard of Orlando, where he made his name in TNA. That would be amazing, but if that doesn't happen, I don't see it happening, but it would be amazing. That's something I would love to see happen. If that doesn't happen, Styles versus Balor would be sexy as all hell. Obviously, you have the ready-made story there from New Japan with Finn Balor kicking AJ, or rather the other way around, AJ kicking Finn Balor out of the Bullet Club a few years back. They have that history. They have that tension. It's a ready-made feud. You can insert the other Bullet Club guys, Doc Gallows, Luke Gallows, whatever, and Carl Anderson in the mix as well. You could have it be over the World Championship. That would be ideal. I think Balor is main roster bound sooner rather than later. It just has to happen at some point. And that's a match I feel like in the ring would be absolutely amazing. And it makes sense from a storyline standpoint, as I said. Coming in at number 3 here, we got The Rock versus Brock Lesnar, a match that has been rumored for WrestleMania for a number of years now. I wrote a whole article about this, I think back in 2012, of matches I wanted to see at WrestleMania 29, and this was one of them. Rock and Brock, Cena, Taker, and CM Punk versus Stone Cold. Obviously, none of those matches happened that year. We got a whole completely different card instead. Not a match that I really want to see. It's kind of contradictory to the title of this video. I just don't know what else you would do. I mean, I could see The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I have, spoiler alert, Roman Reigns booked for another match they want to see at WrestleMania. Henceforth, why I'm not booking that here. What other WrestleMania opponents are worthy, or what other opponents are worthy of facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? Maybe Orton. I could see that. I could see them doing that feud before then, though. And Sheamus, that ship has sailed. I feel like, I don't really know. The only other guy that comes to mind is The Rock. And I think Rock would be down. They were going to do the match at WrestleMania 30. Had Rock not gotten injured at WrestleMania 29. They were going to set up the match the next night on Raw. And Rock got hurt, so they couldn't. They went in a completely different direction. Brock ended up ending the streak. So who knows what would have happened had that match happened at WrestleMania 30. What would have happened instead. But anyway, I think the match, their match at SummerSlam, and granted it was, by next year it would have been, 15 years ago, was really, really good. Their match at SummerSlam 2002 was great. Rock has yet to avenge that loss to Brock Lesnar. And other than Roman Reigns, again, I don't know who else Rock would come back to face at WrestleMania. So if it's not Reigns, which also makes sense, I feel like Brock Lesnar is a money match. It's a marquee match. Not a match I'm dying to see. It shouldn't be the main event by any means. That would make no sense to have two part-timers in the main event. Has to benefit somebody, but as an attraction, I think it's a money match. Absolutely. Up next, John Cena versus The Undertaker, a match that we were supposed to reportedly see this year at WrestleMania had Cena not gotten hurt. A match that I've really, really wanted for years now. Dating back to when I first started watching wrestling, I always thought it would be cool to see John Cena versus The Undertaker. And we have gotten the match before. It's not a first-time ever match. We got it back when Cena first started out in 2003. They faced off maybe once or twice after that, maybe in like 06, 07. But beyond that, we have not seen them go head-to-head on a major stage like WrestleMania. Of course not. And obviously, the match would have been more intriguing with the streak still intact. But regardless, I don't think WrestleMania 32 was Undertaker's last match. This should be his last match against the top dog in the yard, John Cena. Could he be the 2 in 22, or rather 23 and 2? Yeah, 23 and 2 at WrestleMania. That would be sick. Or rather, was it 22? Yeah, 22, 23. Is he 22 now, or is he... He's 23 as of WrestleMania 32. That's so fucking confusing. But he would be the 2 in 23 and 2. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, that, rounded off a solid 20 matches, or rather 25 matches for The Undertaker at WrestleMania. End it there and have, I really want Taker to win, but it would still be intriguing to see if John Cena could score a victory over the dead man on the grand stage of WrestleMania. And I just really would love to see what the feud would be like. Like, what kind of character would John Cena play? What would he say to Undertaker and vice versa? I think it could be a really, really good match for Taker to go out on in one last fresh face. Not even a fresh face. It's funny. I say Taker's a fresh face for Cena, and he's been here for over 25 years at this point, but he's the one guy that Cena has yet to knock off on a pay-per-view. So I think that match is the match just waiting to happen, and to have it at WrestleMania, have the big send-off for The Undertaker would be magical. So my final selection here, again, should come as no surprise. I know many people have wanted to see this match as well. A Shield triple threat at WrestleMania 33, preferably for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I could see it happening not for the title, but it should be in the main event, in my opinion. But anyway, for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns. I don't care who's heel, who's face, who's tweener in this match. It really doesn't matter. Preferably, I would have Rollins as a babyface, Ambrose as a face, and then Reigns as a heel, but that's just my booking of it over the next year. But again, a match that I was kind of, really hoping we would see something like this at WrestleMania 32. Of course, we couldn't because Rollins got hurt. But hopefully all three are healthy by WrestleMania 33, and we can finally get the match that we've been long waiting for since their breakup by next year, 3 years earlier. So, a match that really kind of speaks for itself. They have so much history. Almost 5 years. Almost 5 years. By 2017, it will have been 5 years. Not to the day. They debuted in November of that year. But it would have been 5 years by November, or rather by, April of 2017 that the Shield formed. So 5 years later, facing each other for the World Championship in the main event of WrestleMania. And for the first time in probably 6 or 7 or 8 years, we have a WrestleMania main event without part-timers in it. That would be incredible. Featuring the 3 future faces of this company. And I can't even say future because all 3 of these guys are major stars right now. Maybe some more than others. Ambrose is still kind of getting to that level. But if they pushed him right, gave him the right booking, booked him right and gave him the right push en route to WrestleMania 33, he would absolutely be a legitimate choice legitimate contender to the World Championship along with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So those are 5 matches that I want to see at WrestleMania 33 next year, hopefully live if I can get tickets, and that's really the hope, and I think I will. I've been really wanting to go to WrestleMania for many years now, and those are 5 matches that I want to see. Probably won't happen, but that's my dream card of sorts, I guess, for the show of shows in April 2nd, 2017. So we'll look back on this video blog a year from now and see what matches I got right and what matches do end up coming to fruition come WrestleMania 33. So I would love to hear what matches you guys would like to see at WrestleMania 33 as well in the comment section below, on Twitter at WrestleRant, on Facebook at facebook.com/graham.gsm.matthews. And the countdown begins for not only WrestleMania, but SummerSlam in a few short months, which I will also be in attendance for officially. Those I have tickets for. And Raw the next night. Maybe I'll do a future video blog on SummerSlam and matches I want to see there too. But it's going to be a very exciting year, to say the least, for one GSM, and hopefully many of you as well if you are attending SummerSlam or WrestleMania or both. We shall soon see. But in the meantime and in between time, guys, as always, have an amazing rest of your weekend. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch you folks down the road.